Available in high definition. Hello and welcome to another lecture snippet. My name is Matthew Penning, and in this video we're going to install BitTorrent Sync on Windows 8 as well as 2012. It's a new application for BitTorrent.com that will allow you to create your own peer-to-peer network and file sharing. It's a great alternative to software like Google Drive or Skydrive or Dropbox because we don't need a cloud storage space. We can share and sync files through our own peer-to-peer network between the computers we choose, and it is encrypted, so it's very secure and a great alternative to cloud storage. So let's go ahead and begin by going to the web page and downloading the software that we need. It is from BitTorrent.com and it's part of their labs, and so it's going to be under labs.bittorrent.com, and you can find the download there, or you can just Google it and find it that way as well. But you'll see BitTorrent Sync. They provide the download page for me, so I'm going to go ahead and choose for the download. I do have multiple platforms to choose from, so I'm going to go ahead and choose, in this case, the Windows download. And we're going to begin the download process now. And then once the file is downloaded and the page reloads, you'll see that we now are presented with an option to subscribe. I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. But it also presents us with instructions, and so if you want more detailed instructions on setting up BitTorrent Sync, definitely can click on here and find the user guide available. I'm going to go ahead now and just close my browser. And what I'm going to look for is the downloads folder on my computer. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the desktop here. I'll choose my folder and find my downloads, and this is where the application has been downloaded to. So to begin, I'm just going to go ahead and double click the application. I do need administrative rights to install this on the computer, so I'm going to go ahead now and choose Run, and I'll go ahead and hit Yes. And I can see the application blinking down here at the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that and begin the installation process. Now I do want to install BitTorrent, and I can install it on the default location, and I do have the option of creating a start menu quick launch icon as well as a desktop icon. I'm going to go ahead and leave all those default and just choose next. And I do want it so that whenever my computer starts up, BitTorrent Sync also starts up, and then my private network is already going, checking for files or uploading new files that I've put into it to my other locations. And so I'm going to leave everything here default as well as the exception for the Windows firewall. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose Install Now, and it will install this application here on my computer. I'm going to go ahead and close my folder. And now you can see that we've got the option here of customizing BitTorrent Sync. Now by default, if I did not have a key that I wanted to use, it's going to go ahead and create myself a folder under my home directory called BT Sync. And that's if I didn't already have a key to set up. I'm actually going to remove the one that was created by default. We're going to create our own so that I show you how to create your own sync folder that you can put on your private network. So I'm going to choose New Folder here on my desktop, and I'm just going to call this one Sync. I'm going to use this folder to share all my data with my own peer-to-peer network. So what I need to do is choose Add here, and we're going to go ahead and add a new folder to Sync. So I can browse for this particular folder on my desktop called Sync, and I'll go ahead and select the folder. And I need to generate a new key. Now this key is going to be 32 characters long, and this key is going to allow me to create this network on another computer or share files between two different computers. Now this key is going to be used, and it is unique to me only, and I need that in order to share files with another computer. I actually need to copy this key and then type it in on another computer, and what will happen is it will find the locations of these computers and set up my private network. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the key now. I'll just go ahead and right click here and choose copy, and that's going to allow me later on to paste it into a file that I can reuse as key on a different computer. I'm going to go ahead and choose OK, and you're going to see that this file has been created. You can see the sync here. Now I can look at the transfers, and there's been no transfers, and there's no history currently going on. Under the preferences, I can see my computer's host name. I can see the port. Now your port will be different than what you see here, but I can see the port number that it's currently listening on from the network in order for it to be able to receive this peer-to-peer information. And this port does change depending on your computer. We also have the ability for the NAT UPnP, which will allow our router to automatically forward traffic using the right port to our computer. So I don't need to change anything that I have here. I'm going to go ahead and close this now, and we're ready to go. I'm going to move some files into this folder. So I've got two different files here. I'll just drop those into the sync folder. And let's go ahead and set this up on another computer and see how this peer-to-peer network works. I'm going to go over here now to my Windows Server 2012 computer, so it will also work here on a server, and I've already downloaded it, and you can see that I'm in the installation process now. So I'm going to go ahead now and choose Next, and I'm going to go ahead and start it up as a Windows service as I just did before. And this time through, I can see the screen here. Do I already have a key? And the answer is yes, because I've already set it up on another computer. I could also use the standard setup and generate my own key, but I need to paste in that key that I had from the one computer to this computer. So using that exact same key, and I've also tried this in lowercase letters, and it does work with lowercase, so the case sensitivity is not all that important right now. However, it's probably a good idea to keep it still capital letters. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that I've read the agreements, and I'm going to go ahead now and choose Next. And I get to choose a location of where I want this folder to be. I'm going to go ahead and choose Browse, go to my desktop, and I'm going to make a new folder here on my desktop, and I like calling my folders Sync, so I'll go ahead and say OK, and I'm going to go ahead and use that, choose Next, and skip the tour. Now my folder is currently synced up with the folder from the Windows 8 computer because they have that same key typed in, and you can see here there's two files that are being shared in this particular folder, so it's already started the process of transferring files over. And if I look here at the history, I can see information about different things that were transferred over. Again, under my preferences, I have a different port here than I had on the last computer, but everything works, which is really wonderful. But between this, it works on different Windows computers as well as other platforms. And if I click inside of this folder, you can see that those two files that I put in there from the Windows 8 computer are already synced into this particular computer. If I create a new file here, and go ahead and move over to my Windows 8 computer, you're going to see that that file test will now also be in there momentarily. And there it is. So the file transfer is very fast and seems to be a good alternative to using something like Google Drive, Dropbox, by creating your own peer-to-peer network. And one more thing before I go, I want to show you how to find that key in the event that you have forgotten it or misplaced your key. You can always find it by double clicking on the application, and then on the folder that you have synced, you can always double click that, and it will bring up a window for you, and under the Advanced tab you can find the key that you had already set up. Now there are also available other keys. One key here is the read-only key, which will allow you to give away a key and people can just pull data out of your folder rather than the ability to put data in. So that's a nice little secure feature to be able to give away your key to somebody you know that you want to share the files with, but not have them be able to put files in. And you can also generate a one-time 24-hour key, which will for 24 hours make your folder active for somebody else, and then after that 24-hour period, the synchronization and the peer-to-peer network will no longer be active. Alright, thank you for watching this video, and for more information visit lecturesnippets.com.